Hey guys, sitting behind me here is my 69 Camaro LS swap project. I didn't actually film the LS swap of the engine from the 350 I had in it before, but basically this video I'm just going to go over all the parts that I used to swap out the engine, and then I'll talk about some of the clearance issues that I came across for my particular swap. So I'm gonna dive right into it. It originally had a 350 with a 350 turbo transmission, automatic, and it was pretty nice. I drove it all through high school, but it's time to upgrade to something else. Kind of my dream for this car is kind of a resto mod. I really like the autocross horsepower and suspension and handling, so that's kind of the 48-hour Camaro would be the end goal, but that's where we're headed. So this is a 2007 lS2 Corvette engine, and it had maybe about 40,000 miles on it when I got it. Transmission is a 4L65E. That's also bolted in as well, and there she is. She looks nice. So I'm going to talk about the parts I used to get this engine in. So the first part we changed was the oil pan, obviously, that came with this. It wasn't the right fit, so I used a Holley 302-3 oil pan, and that helped me clear the cross member. I don't know, I'll try and get you guys some light down in here so you can see, but I don't like hacking up the cross member or the tunnel to the car, so that's why I used the Holley 302-3 pan, because it allowed me to fit this in here and not have to hack anything up. So as you can see, the oil pan right there, and it sits just above the cross member, which is perfect. It doesn't interfere with any of the original Camaro components there. So the next part, obviously, is the motor mounts. So here they are, right here. These are from CX Racing, and I have no complaints with these mounts. They bolt right into the original location of your original motor mounts, and they bolt right to the LS block. So they're really nice. Another guy, his name is Classic Octane. He also used the exact same motor mounts, and I'll post links to all the parts that I used in this video, and then I'll also post the links to the videos that I researched to find out what these parts were. And then again, for the 4L65E transmission, I also used CX Racing motor mounts as well. Or not the motor mounts, sorry, the transmission cross member. So I can kind of show you what that looks like down here. So here's the CX Racing cross member right there, bolted to a 4L65E. Yep. So that went right in. I had no complaints, and looks really nice and beefy. It's all stainless steel, and it's put together really well. So the oil pan, the motor mounts, and then the headers. So the headers are from Speed Engineering, and as you can see, they fit, and I've got some really tight clearance right here between the header and my steering box. So let me see if I can get some light down there for you so you can see it. These headers fit great. That's the only real main area that I have clearance issues with on the steering box. But I've been looking up a lot of videos, and there's not a single header that I've seen that hasn't been really tight toward the steering box. So I think that's just the way these things are on these swaps. But other than that, I've had no complaints with these headers. I'll show you the other side here. There was another clearance issue over here with these headers. They like to hit that bolt that is right there coming off my A-arm. So right here, we've got the header rests right on, it pretty much rests right on that bolt. So I'll have to trim that and file that down because the header doesn't like to, I can't bolt it on the rest of the way with that in the way. But other than that, those are the three main parts I used to get this engine in the car. The way we swapped it, the engines, was we removed the whole front end, the upper lower valence, the grill. We pulled the radiator core support out, and we actually removed the old engine and pulled it straight out. And then the same thing, we bolted the transmission to this lS2, and then we actually just pushed it straight in and then make sure to bolt everything up. And that's about it for the LS swap portions. I am running Ridetech on this setup. So I've got all the Ridetech adjustable coilovers right here on this, and the Ridetech sway bar. And so I will, because I don't like to chop up the cross member or do any of that, I had to make sure the Ridetech True Turn was going to fit in here. So let me see if I can get down here and show you guys. But with the Holley 302-2 pan, which is what a lot of guys use on these builds, it seemed to be okay. You can get lots of clearance on your original muscle bar, but on the Ridetech, it's really close on the oil pan. And the 302-3 from Holley, instead of the 302-2, it also gives you these kind of, how do I say it, shaved in edges on the sides of the pan to help the clearance for the bar. So let me see if I can get you a better angle. You got about an inch between the oil pan and the bar. And then on full lock to lock, you've got maybe a credit card between the bend in the bar and the oil pan. So I don't think, without these notches, I don't think it would fit. And then, yeah, there's all the Ridetech setup. So no, I've been super pleased with this install, and it's been going pretty smooth. Here's the transmission, new starter. Yeah, all bolted up quite nicely. It looks really good. So yeah, so we're back up top here. I know a lot of guys, they like to put cams in these and really rev them up. This one is bone stock from a 07 Corvette, and the only thing I really had to change is on the 07 Vets, the compressor for the AC mounts down here, and I couldn't fit that in without obviously notching my cross member. So instead of doing that, I decided not to use that compressor and move to the Sandin 508 compressor, and I did a Holley 20-134 mount setup with a tensioner, and then yeah, it's all running on one serpentine belt system. And then this is, came with the engine, the stock pump for the power steering, and everything looks good. So it all bolted up nicely. I will say that I'm still working out these key areas where I've got clearance issues, and I'll keep update on that when I figure out if I'm gonna have to probably notch the header or what the resolution will be to that. But other than that, I'll be running a Terminator X Max system for this engine, and I don't have the vintage air or the classic auto air set up yet. But once I run that, then I'll be able to really get a good idea of how the inside of the car is going to be. Right now it's gutted and all the original AC stuff is out of it. So let me grab the light here and I can show you. Yeah, so I've been following a couple guys and they route their X-Max either right here inside the dashboard in the glove box, or some guys actually put it right here in their center consoles. So this is, because I've got a 4L65E, I've got the larger box, the Terminator X-Max box, and it fits, I mean, just barely inside the original center console. So if I can make this work, this is how I'm gonna mount my ECM. Yeah, and then obviously I've got some newer Camaro seats inside here for the newer Camaro back seat. I've got brackets to fit the front seats in here. We had to kind of make those ourselves, but yep. I'll take you back down again. The rear end right now it's going to be a quick performance rear end, and I've got it sitting right back here inside the box. Doing a Ford 9-inch with a Detroit True Track setup, but right now it's a bone stock Chevy 10-bolt. So, but here is the 4L65E again with the cross member right there. Show you some better light on it here. And if you're running a 4L60, 4L65, 4L70E with the lS2 engines and a Terminator X-Max, make sure it's a pre-2009 transmission. And that just means the internal electrical systems, it's got to be pre-2009. So I think it's anything lower than a 17-pin connector is the pre-2009. So just keep an eye out for that. Yeah, I think that's about it. So I'm going to be doing the rear end here soon with the Ridetech 4-link. So when I get that done, I'll post a video up and tell you guys what I did there and how it went. And then I'll also be doing the rear brakes as well. The rear brakes are going to match the front brakes. So the front brakes that I have here, these are 14-inch disc rotors with the Chevrolet Camaro Brembo 4-piston calipers. And then I've got those to run in the fronts and in the rears as well. So, and then these are, because the brake rotors were 14 inches, I had to get some custom wheels. These were done by Rushford Wheels. A really good guy. He makes these wheels for us, and he knows his shit because he sized this wheel perfectly for me. But yeah, that's about all to the build yet. I haven't gotten into the electrical system yet of this engine and how I'm gonna run the Terminator Max, and I'll probably be pulling out, here you see the nest of wires, I'll probably be pulling out all the old electrical wiring, and I'm gonna replace all with new. So I'll still run my old brakes, my brake booster, that all ran great. I did upgrade my steering box down there. That's not an original, that's from Lee Power Steering. And I did get this radiator, been really happy with it so far. It's a direct bolt-in radiator with it came with the electric fan and direct bolt-in right to the radiator core support from 69. It's from, I want to say it was American Auto City, and he sells a really great unit for this. So yeah, more to come on this swap, and I'll keep you guys updated. So thanks for watching.